Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who to rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect, Tabernacle of David. Listen and learn and keeping the faith of our Lord Yahweh Shai, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever that you may be in the earth, occupying in prophecy and rehearsing the righteous acts until we are redeemed. So it's your brother Azariah back with more prophetic news. And every day that goes by, the end of this current age manifests itself more and more. We just saw over this weekend that a 7.1 or 7.7 earthquake struck Japan. Now they're in fear of a mega quake, which they say is going to be off the Richter scale. They're saying that the one to come is going to be a 9.0. See? Now today, this is how you know that the Lord is really turning up the judgment. All right? Today you had a 4.4 earthquake touchdown in LA. You had a 5.5 touchdown in the Middle East, or so-called Middle East region, Western Asia, around the area of Syria and Lebanon, which was a 5.5, and they happened within the same hour. All right, not long after you had the LA quake, that one popped off too. And of course you have other earthquakes going around across the earth. So when Yahweh Shai said that you would see earthquakes happen in diverse places, this is what he was talking about. Yahweh Shai told the disciples, this is a sign of the end of this age. This is a sign that I'm coming back very soon. So this is the time to really be locked in. This is the time to, be going all out for the Lord. Because not only do we see that the Lord's judgments are coming down, we also see that the wrath of the wicked of Esau is coming down as well. This man is implementing draconian decrees. He's causing chaos. His blasphemy towards the Heavenly Father has reached new heights. As we saw at that Olympics closing ceremony, just completely demonic. So we're in a time of complete rebellion, as Yahweh Shai also said that in the coming of the Son of Man, that it would be as in the days before the flood. And what did you have going on in the days before the flood? You had wickedness at an all-time high, rebellion at an all-time high. You had people living carefree, pride was at its highest level. All right. And you see the same thing now. All right. You had blood touching blood. You had murders. You had, liars and, adultery and just all manner of evil going on in the earth. You see the same thing happening now. But the thing is, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is why when you go to, for example, 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, the prophet Ezra said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So if you think things is bad now, imagine what the prophet Ezra was seeing in those visions. It's incomparable. All right. So, we know Esau, he's also getting ready to shut down the internet. The internet's been acting weird. Just a few weeks ago, the internet was out for like 2 hours. You see what I'm saying? So they're just testing a lot of stuff before they finally pull that plug. And I just know through the Spirit, what the Spirit is telling me, that now since the Olympics are done, because that was a big distraction to keep people, minds occupied elsewhere and not focused on what these devils had going on. And boy, there was a lot going on during them Olympics. All right, if you know, you know. But it was a whole lot going on and people wasn't paying attention. But now that that's over, be prepared for more psyops to come down. Be prepared for more harsh measures. All right, more of civil unrest, as you see in Bangladesh. You know, the government over there has been overthrown. You don't really see the Western media talking about it like that, but this is what's happening. UK anarchy still continues to break loose. The same is coming to America. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmel Shai, the men of the Lord, you know, our job is almost done. All right, the time for you know, preaching and prophesying is almost at an end. You see, so it's time to, you know, really examine yourself, know where you stand now, get this word, internalize it, believe in it. All right, with your whole being. See, because we come into a time where your faith is going to be tested, and yeah, you're not going to have nobody to hold your hand through this, man. All right, you got to work out your own salvation with what? Fear and trembling. See, so we'll get into it. These are the signs of the times, and you know, the end is manifest. Matter of fact, let me start off here because I was rambling a lot. I don't really like to do that, but let's get this here. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. All right, so you're seeing earthquakes all over the earth, you see, and a lot of people are being taken in these earthquakes as well. Judgments, uproars of the people, protests, see uprisings, governments being overthrown, coups taking place, civil wars, right? Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, pertaining to what? Prophecy. So this is how we know that the words of Yahweh Bashmel Shai are faithful and true, because of prophecy. These things were written thousands of years ago, and they're coming to pass in this time now. All right, this is how we know that what we believe is the truth. Okay, that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Right, even so that the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And these are the effects and signs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. A few TikTok videos and some articles as well. And I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying.
Home country in these Olympics.
And it was so much fun to see, particularly the crowd sort of getting behind, as we have a bit of an earthquake here in Los Angeles. So we're just going to make sure that our studio lights, everything stays safe, everything's shaking. You good, Mylan? Everybody good? All right, thank you so much for bearing with us through that. Our studio was shaking just a little bit. Tarsi, if you're still good in the studio and everyone's still good. All right, so this is what I want to show you now. Rebecca, I appreciate you just bearing with us here.
Home country in these Olympics.
And it was so much fun to see, particularly.
Yeah, so you saw, because from what I know about California, earthquakes happen pretty regularly over there. So that's a thing of, you know, that's something that they're used to. All right, but the time is coming where it's not going to be something that you're used to, because it's going to be so many earthquakes going on simultaneously. It's just going to be too much. You're going to see the very building that they standing in, very soon it's going to be so strong of an earthquake that the building that you standing in is going to collapse right on top of you, man. All right, this is going to be the judgment of Yahweh Bashmel Shai upon the wicked. So they can be in there and smile and play it off like this is, you know, this is just another earthquake, but they got a rude awakening coming. You know, not only them, but all the inhabitants of Babylon the Great. See, people know, you know, in their spirit that something ain't right. You know, people know that the world is ending, and as a matter of fact, I heard an Edomite, Edomite, woman say those same exact words the other day. She said, being that the world is ending and all, like she was saying it in a, like a joking manner, but I could tell that she was really concerned. You see, so people know the world is not the same. It ain't the same like it was 10 years ago, not even 20 years ago. All right, we're at the end of the end. So the things that you're seeing is going, keep on happening and increasing in frequency and intensity. See, this is going to add to the mental anguish of these people. All right.
Breaking news, it has been reported that an earthquake estimated at 5.0 has hit Lebanon and Syria. Now, granted, this was reported at 10:56 East Central Time, but it is still big news nonetheless. It comes days after the earthquake in Israel that was 3.7. Are these correlated?
Oh, check that out. See, I didn't even know that it was an earthquake in Israel. But see, look, man, you can't deny these things. Ain't no coincidence. You can't explain these things away. And I remember saying through the Spirit, probably about a lesson I did last year, that these judgments are going to become so profound, you're not going to be able to explain these things away with a man-made doctrine such as climate change. All right, you're not going to be able to explain this away with global warming. No, all right, because you're going to be, we're in a time, and these things are actively going on. Just a few months ago, you had the Midwest get hit with hundreds of tornadoes within 24 hours. The mainstream media wasn't covering that. All right. You know what I'm saying? You got, golf ball size hail falling down from the sky. You got earthquakes going off all over the place. What is this? These are the birth pains increasing upon the earth and the judgment of the Lord. See? But yeah, we're in a time you can't explain these things away. You can't just come up with some, hypothesis. Oh yeah, well, these earthquakes are happening because the earth is not watered or the fracking, which there are some things that can contribute to these things. But overall, no matter what, man wants to say these things are, it all goes back to the Heavenly Father. All right, because the earth has a vibration, and the vibration of the earth is completely thrown off by those that are in rulership, those that are in power, which who rules over the planet earth is Esau, Edom. The devil that the Bible speaks of, his wicked vibration is the reason why the whole of the earth is out of course. So no wonder you seeing the earth protest against the wicked rulership, against the wicked, man. It's time, this is to let you know it's time for the kingdom to be set up. It's time for these wicked heathen to be put out of their misery. All right, it's time for all the creation to once again flourish under righteousness. But before that happens, these devils and these heathen nations got to be taken out the way, man.
I have no idea. I know that some people in the Christian community have reached out to me and told me that this may be God reacting to the genocides, maybe God reacting to the war, maybe God reacting, period. We don't know. All we know is that a 3.7 magnitude earthquake and a 5.0 magnitude earthquake have hit the Middle East. Countries that were affected are Turkey, Lebanon, Syria, and also Israel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Let's go here. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And let's start at 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh. And these earthquakes, these would be considered plagues, right? The plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth. Great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And what did Yahweh Shai say? all these things that you're seeing, the earthquakes, the uproars of the people, and nation rising up against nation, pestilence everywhere. These things are what? The beginning of sorrows, man. When you look into the world, all you see is sorrow. All right, you don't see nobody happy like that. And the people that are happy, they're only happy because they don't really know what's going on. But if they knew what was going on, then they would be in a state of mourning. Okay, but we're in that season where everybody about to be feeling it, man. Like, it's not, the mirth that's in the land is going to be completely gone. You're going to have people crashing out, man, over the most minutest of things. Then you're going to have that pressure from Esau, the devil. He's going to be putting things on you. All right, he's going to ban your freedom of speech. He's going to come for your firearms. You see what I'm saying? He's going to cause a famine. He's going to cause you to not be able to afford basic living. You see, so we're in a time of great tribulation. But like I say, man, this is only the tip of the iceberg. You ain't seen nothing yet. The road only gets rougher from here. Verse 40. It's like verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So what does this mean, to be pilgrims upon the earth? This means that whatever you have, be ready to leave that shit behind. Whatever you have, be ready to leave it at a moment's notice, because it's going to be so chaotic out here. The Most High, really, we don't know where we're going to be at. The Most High, may want you to move somewhere else. You may have your house, you may have your little setup, but the Most High, as chaotic as things may be, the Most High may move you out that situation and move you to a safer location. So we don't know, man. That's why, we're not supposed to be attached to the, pleasures and the dainties of this life, man. All right, that's why the Most High makes us uncomfortable. The Most High will have it to where a season comes and you increase, and then a season comes where you decrease. It's not because the Most High is being unjust, or he's being unfair. No, everything happens for a purpose, man. The Most High wants you to get used to that, being in that pilgrim spirit. All right, where pretty much we're coming to a time where we're going to be moving from place to place. You see, so this is the mindset that we got to have, and ultimately a lot of the things around us that we see are going to be destroyed anyway. So to hell with it. All right. Also,
the FDIC is in full panic mode, and they want a closer look at.
It's a lot here. Yeah, but the banks also, all right, reports coming out that major banks across the nation are closing multiple branches. All right, and we talking about big name banks: Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase. Big banks, man, just closing many branches. Why? Because the petrodollar is done. And these banks, they've been in on it for a long time, but they understand that a new system is getting ready to be put in place. And guess what? Ultimately, you're not going to have any physical banks. This also adds to that, being no more work for Egypt. All right. So these physical stores, there's a retail apocalypse going on as well right now, which really that's been going on. I remember, years ago, right back in like 2015, 2016, that was really like the beginning of it, when you really started seeing, stores really go out of business and file for bankruptcy and things of that nature. Well, how much more now? Now that the economy is slow, the dollar is losing its value rapidly. So these are certain chains. They're getting out the game. They're selling their assets. All right, they're closing down locations. They're firing employees. You see, because they understand that the inevitable is coming, which is a crash, and that they're not going to want to be nowhere around when this thing takes place, because it's going to be very bad situation. But the FDIC wants a closer look at $8 trillion in uninsured deposits that are in these banks. All right, once again, the petro is done, and we saw just the other day that the stock market, the NASDAQ plunged 1,000 points, and you saw all these nations just start dumping the dollar, start dumping U.S. assets. Why is this happening if this is not significant, man? No, but it is significant. All right, because all these nations are aware, they're on board. They're about to usher in this digital system, which is leading to the MOTB. I just did a lesson a few weeks ago going into how they're about to roll out a digital ID in Europe come 2025. See, so this is happening to pave the way for that. A collapse of the old system must be ushered in before you can set up the new one, and it's all going to be ushered in through chaos under the guise of peace and safety. Let's check this out.
$8 trillion worth of uninsured deposits sitting at banks right now. Now, I'm going to give you a tool that's going to give you an idea if your money is safe or not, but let's dig into the report and figure out what exactly is going on and if we should start worrying or not. Now, it goes on to say that the FDIC estimated in a report at the end of 2022 that uninsured deposits held by insured depository institutions totaled about $7.7 trillion, which is 43% of domestic deposits. One thing I want to highlight before we continue with this is the difference between insured and uninsured accounts. An insured account is things like a checking account, a savings account, a CD, anything that's considered a depository account is insured. Anything like an investment account, a retirement account, a self-managed brokerage account, those are not insured. So as we go through this report, it's important to understand that they're also talking about investment accounts as well. The article says when uninsured depositors took a loss, the losses were 24% from 1992 to 2007. In contrast, from 2008 to 2022, uninsured depositors took a loss in only 6% of failures. And when they took a loss, uninsured depositors' losses were 43%. So 16% more than what we saw back a couple decades ago. It then says that the call for more input on the data that is being collected or should be collected also should shed some light on the ways in which open banking / consumer permission data might be used to provide granular insight in real time on the deposits themselves. And then the story finishes by saying that the reason why they want this data is so that they can come up with a way to better educate people depositing money into banks to make sure their money is safe. But let me speed up the process for you and give you a tool that'll let you know if your money is safe or not. Because if we're waiting on a bank or the FDIC to give you this information, we're going to be waiting a long time. So this tool right here is the FDIC Eddy Insurance Account up to $1.25 million. So here's what that means. If you singly own an account, that account is insured up to $250,000. Anything more than that, and it's not insured. If you add somebody to the account, whether they're a joint owner or a beneficiary, then you add another $250,000 in protection. So if it's you and a significant other, that significant other and yourself are insured up to $500,000. If you add beneficiaries onto that account, that's also going to add more coverage in the amount of.
All right, let me just interject right here, because what this guy's going into, he's speaking as if this system is always going to be like this. But whether you're, whether you have more than 250 in assets and it's insured, it doesn't matter in the time that we're coming into, because you're going to lose it all anyway. Now, you can take your money out the bank. That's still not going to matter, because what good is taking your money out the bank when all those FRNs that you have stocked up? When this society goes under, you're not going to be able to buy none with FRNs. It's like monopoly money. It's not worth anything, man. Real money is silver and gold, and this is what a lot of people are doing. They're converting their FRNs to silver and gold assets, all right, which that may do you some good for a little while, but ultimately it's not going to save you from the judgment that Yahweh Shai is going to bring on this earth. All right, so really it's all vanity at the end of the day. This is why we don't trust in these things. Yeah, we do use the money because it is necessary, the way that the society is set up right now, for you to use FRNs. See, but you know, we're coming into a time where everything's going to be digital, and at first it's going to be a digital ID, you know, with the CBDC. Then Esau going to say, now you got to take the chip, and you know, that's where we got to draw the line. You know, that's where we have to completely 100% separate and you know, trust upon Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, because taking that chip is not an option. You see, Jeremiah, Salakia, Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So our affinity is to the kingdom of heaven. All right, our desire is not to have riches in this place, because why? They're corruptible. All right, and thieves can break through and steal. And really, when you put your money in a bank, you're handing your money over to thieves and robbers. All right, really, because the people that run these banks, which are the world elites, all right, they're nothing but a bunch of thieves, man. So you're entrusting your money, you know, that you work so hard for, in the hands of thieves. All right, now being here, you know, we're in the land of our captivity. It is what it is, but that's just a matter of fact. All right, you know, all these people are corrupt, man, and they're giving you corrupt riches. You see, but we're in a time where these corrupt individuals, they're about to reap what they have sown. All right, because wickedness only lasts for a season, man. Like, you're not going to continue to prosper in wickedness for all eternity. No, the Most High is going to bring a recompense to your evil. And this is why these things are happening, man. And you know, guys like this, you see what I'm saying? He knows a little something about finance, but he's still lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not seeing the bigger picture of what's about to happen to the money. You know, yeah, your money is at risk, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if it's at risk or not, because the money is pretty much already worth nothing. Really, the US dollar is only worth something because it's backed by the military. You see? But they about to drop all this shit very soon. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a complete 180, man. All right? Hey, these Babylonians are going to go from sugar to shit overnight. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of crash outs out here, man. All right, you're going to see that second Ezra 15 come into full effect. All right, it ain't going to be no mercy out here. People just not going to give a damn, because once resources are scarce, all right, there's no comfort. You know, people don't have no faith. You know, their faith is of this world. So you're going to be seeing the worst of the worst come out of people, man. All right, you're going to really see them demons shine in these Babylonians when you know, the ish hits the fan. See, let's go here. Urgent recall of fish products distributed to East Coast stores amid fears it could cause killer disease. And it's one thing you've been seeing a lot recently. You've been seeing a recall on many food products. You know, the most recent one is the boar's head lunch meat. I think it was like 1 million pounds or something. And I think I seen a report that said like 4 people died from eating it, or it could be more. You know, I think that's like a low ball number, but whatever number that they give you in the report, it's always higher than that. All right, but yeah, now, you know, it's a fish recall. You see, now the scriptures say that we would eat our bread defiled among the Gentiles, and you know, we try to eat as clean as we can. You know, here, all right, here it's like we got to eat the best of the worst. You see, but even the organics, you know what I'm saying, or the so-called organics, They be growing that right alongside the GMOs. You see, so is it really organic? Nah, man. Like they just slap an organic label on there and charge you, an arm and a leg. All right. Like for example, I went to the market the other day to get some almond milk, and it kind of I've looked at it before, but it just really hit me in the spirit the other day. Like, yo, these people are some fucking devils. Like you got the regular almond milk, right? Then you got the organic almond milk. Like you have regular eggs, then you have organic eggs. Like why isn't everything just organic? Why is it that you have a standard product, then you have this organic one that you have to pay more money for, most likely produced in the same place, but you charging more for that? For example, when you look at the ingredients on the regular almond milk, it got what xanthan gum, it got vanilla flavoring, or sugar added and stuff like that. When you look at the organic one, no sugar added, and it's only 3 ingredients: almonds, Himalayan salt, and water. Which is, it's like, why don't you just make all of it like that? But see, this how you know that the wicked is in power, man. This how you know that the devil is in rulership, because you're not operating righteously, man. See, and really you're operating under deceit, because you'll have a more premium brand of milk, and people think, oh yeah, well if I just buy this, then this is better for me. But when you look at the ingredients list, you putting all type of shit in your body that don't need to be there. But if you want the cleaner product, you have to pay more for this one, right? So that's how the devil get down. See, this is why we need the kingdom, man, to where we don't have to worry about things like this, eating our bread defiled among the Gentiles. Like you can't even have no damn fish here. The fish is defiled. The cattle is defiled. The chicken, just everything is through under this devil. See, a Florida-based fish manufacturer has issued an urgent recall for products distributed to retailers across the East Coast amid fears of botulism. Let's get into that word botulism. I never heard that before. Botulism. Human botulism may refer to foodborne botulism, infant botulism. What is the definition? Botulism is a rare and deadly illness caused by a toxin from a bacteria called Clostridium botulinum, which attacks the nerves and paralyzes them. Goddamn. So they saying that this botulism has been found inside the fish. Now, why would that be? Could it be because all of the toxins that they're running off into the water that the fish are ingesting, that now people ingested and now in their tissues? But once again, this is what happens when the wicked bear rule. North Fish USA is recalling its imported 9-ounce packages of cold smoked capelin after a routine inspection by agriculture officials revealed the product may be contaminated. See, that's the mind games these devils play, man. Maybe. No, this shit is contaminated. Why not just say what it is? You say, oh yeah, well it may be. The fuck out of here, man. But anyway, the fish were over 5 inches in length and had not been eviscerated, meaning the organs were still intact. The FDA stated they were sent to suppliers in New York and Georgia for further distribution in stores all along the coast. So you knew that these fish potentially could be contaminated with a disease, and that it may be contaminated, but you still ship these things all throughout the East Coast. You see that? So these people are evil. Yeah, the Most High, can't destroy these devils soon enough, man. This, really at this point is really just ridiculous. It's like what can you eat, man? It's like everything is just through, finish. It says botulism can be fatal, can cause general weakness, dizziness, double vision, and trouble with speaking or swallowing. Other symptoms include difficulty in breathing, weakness of other muscles, abdominal distension, and constipation. People experiencing these problems should seek immediate medical attention. The food regulator advised. So this is part of that pestilence that Yahweh Shah spoke of in the last days. All right, even the animals, are susceptible to this, and this is all you see across the earth is just death. All right, mass death is enveloping the earth, man, because the devil is in charge. And let's get this here in Hosea, classic scripture, Hosea 4, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. By swearing and lying, and killing and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. And is this not how the land of America was gotten, through ill-gotten gain? All right, killing, stealing, lying, adultery, rape, robbery, murder, blood touching blood." See, verse 3, "Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field." Okay, so even the beasts of the field are languishing, man. Just dropping dead all over the place. And with the fowls of the heaven, right now, they killing off millions of chickens because of this bee flu situation, right? Which this is adding to the famine. Yeah, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. You see that? So now there's a fish recall because of botulism. All right. And who knows, man, people that already have eaten this fish, they could come down with some ill disease, very soon. So yeah, man, this place is just all out of order. It's just messed up. Going here. What's like? Let me bring this out on that note, right? Virus that kills people in their 20s spreads to Europe as experts fear unstoppable spread. More judgment. All right. Europe has reported the first cases of the oral pooch virus just days after the illness claimed 2 lives in Brazil. And through the spirit, I believe a lot of these diseases, are being caused by that juice. All right. I believe a lot of these diseases are being brought on by whatever that they put in that sauce, man. All right. A lot of people are coming down with it. They're saying that there's another surge coming around, and it's really only from the people that took that solution. So Esau, he's accomplishing, what he set out to accomplish, all right, which is to depopulate the earth. All right. The virus, which can be transmitted from sloths to humans. And check that out. Who the hell is interacting with a damn sloth? A sloth is supposed to be deep in the damn jungle somewhere, but somehow sloths to humans by insects. Come on, man. Nah, you devils are in the lab creating this shit, man. That's exactly what's going on. Has raised expert concerns about a potential unstoppable outbreak. The Lancet Medical Journal revealed that 2 individuals who had been to Cuba showed symptoms of oral pooch upon their return to Italy. A 26-year-old woman developed a fever and diarrhea after traveling from Cuba's Ciego de Avila province to Verona on May 26. Another traveler, understood to be a 45-year-old man, showed signs of the virus after visiting Havana and Santiago de Cuba, subsequently seeking health care in Fori, northern Italy on June 7th. So these are the Most High is turning up that judgment, man. All right. Young people in their 20s in Europe, okay, which who's predominantly over there in Europe, Esau, right? And they say that Salaki, they say this is an unstoppable spread. So you Edomites, the Lord would definitely put that judgment down on you Edomites. Ain't no doubt about it. All right. And hey, it's only going to get worse from here on out. All right. So expect the worst, and just expect more death to come. All right. And close out on this here. The U.S. beefs up security and orders a missile submarine to the Middle East. You ain't really got to get into it, but we know what time it is. Okay. This is a time for war. All right. Many wars are jumping off all around the earth. All right. Very soon. I just brought it out yesterday that the U.S. just sent 4,000 Marines over to the land of Israel. Okay. And they just sent 12 warships not long ago as well. So things is turning up, man. Things is turning up. And the Lord is going to putting the hammer down on these nations and also of the wicked. All right. So once again, know what time it is. Watch and be circumspect. Get close, have a relationship with Yahweh Basham Shai before the doors of mercy close, man. All right, because we are in that season. So I'm going to close out here. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the Rakakadash, called Halal, Yahweh Basham Shai, Basham Rakakadash. And until next time, Lord willing, Shalom to the elect, Kum Nasha'Allah, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.